Hello, welcome to this video where I'll be guiding you through a rage ceremony. And if you've never done a rage ceremony before, they can be kind of intense. The intention is to process anger. And even if you're someone who doesn't feel especially angry, like you're not an angry person, or you feel like you don't have a lot of anger that you're holding on to right now, I still encourage you to try this and be open to it because we might notice that things come up that really do want to be processed, and this is a great opportunity to do so. So, the idea behind a rage ceremony is to honor our grief, to honor our anger by giving it an opportunity to be expressed. So many times we dismiss our anger and we dismiss our feelings because we feel like we shouldn't be feeling this way for some reason. We make an excuse or we have a judgment, that or we just have cultural conditioning and we've been told to suppress it, that our anger is not welcome. I mean, you think about kids expressing their emotions and how many times kids were told to be quiet or to calm down when they were in their expression. So this is an opportunity to unlearn that and to step into this full expression. And this is powerful when we can step into anger because anger is a call to action. When we feel anger, usually it's our body's way of telling us to do something, to create change. We have all this energy that's gearing up in order to accomplish something. So it can be really useful when we are really trying to work through something, when we need to tap into our confidence and our willpower and our ability to get things done in the world. So it's a really powerful energy that we can tap into. And it's important because, of course, if we don't express this energy, then that heat, especially in the belly, in that solar plexus, that's where your inner fire lives, your digestive fire. That's oftentimes where anger can come from. We also think about anger being related to the liver in ancient Chinese medicine. So, right in the belly is where all of this fire producing, anger producing energy can get stored. And we think about process that anger, then that heat just simmers and it can create a lot of irritation. It can create inflammation in the body. So let's step into this energy and step into the anger in order to use it, to utilize this energy to create change. Maybe there's a boundary that we need to set. Maybe there's something that we need to work through. Maybe we need some inspiration or motivation to do something in our lives to create purpose and meaning. So, especially relating to grief and loss, right? It's like we want this control, and there's a lot of things that make us angry about the situation that feel totally out of our control. And there are going to be a lot of things that we cannot change about our situation, which creates frustration. So, something that we can do about our situation, even when things are out of our control, is that we can be with our grief and we can be with our anger and we can take charge of this energy and transform it to create some good in the world. So we can't change the past, obviously. We all wish we could and do things differently. And I'm not going to get into that, but let's take charge of our future and create a life that we want to live moving forward. And anger can be a really great way to tap into that energy and make that change. So, as we open up this rage ceremony, I invite you to first get comfortable in your space. I recommend being somewhere where you can be alone, a place that feels safe to you, that you can be fully in your expression. If you have people in your household that you want to let them know that you might be yelling or screaming or getting loud and that you're okay, that they don't need to worry about you, but that you will be expressing through movement and sound and having a temper tantrum. Basically, that's what we're inviting here. So I invite you to grab some water, a journal, a pillow, a couple pillows, or a bolster, something hard that you can punch. Those will all be helpful tools for you. Another option is to have a speaker nearby. If you're someone who you like to turn the music up really loud and just channel that energy, that is also invited to play as you are being guided through this video. So I'll give you a couple minutes. You can pause the video and do that now. And then when you return, we'll take a couple moments and do some reflecting in the journal. So whenever you're ready, grab your journal and just start to create this safe space. Maybe you light a candle, maybe you have your water nearby, and you're opening up this ceremony with some reflection questions in your journal. So get nice and comfortable, and I would love for you to reflect on a few questions here. So if you'd like, you can close your eyes and start to think about what makes you angry. Makes you angry? What pisses you off? What are you not okay with about your situation? Just start to notice if anything is coming up for you. Is there something specific that makes you rageful, that makes you really angry? And if so, where do you feel this anger in your body? Do you feel it somewhere specific? Maybe you feel that heat in your belly. Maybe you feel that tightness in your throat, like you really just want to express yourself or yell or scream. Maybe there's a tightness in the chest. Whatever you're noticing in your body as you're connecting in with your anger, just notice where that energy is living within you. What kind of injustice have you experienced? Another question to reflect on. And I invite you to welcome this energy, to allow the anger to bubble up, to allow the rage and this chaotic energy that we often feel like we need to rein back or bottle it up or push it aside because it's not allowed. It's bad for some reason. We've been told we're not allowed to be angry, women especially. It's not ladylike, and we're often called a bitch, right? If we're expressing our anger towards a situation. So I really invite you to allow this energy to bubble up, to tap into where the anger has been stored and to allow it to come to the surface. So, what makes you angry? What injustice have you experienced? Are there boundaries that you need to place in your life? Is there something that needs to be done? You need to take action to do something? What do you feel motivated to do with this energy? If you could take this anger and make it into something purposeful and meaningful, what would you do with it? What would you create? And if you need more time to journal, I encourage you to pause the video and to do so now. And then to also come back and reflect on this after the ceremony is done, after you've done these movements and these exercises, just to check in with how you're feeling. And then maybe to do a little bit more reflection once you've done some processing around this. So go ahead and get yourself nice and comfortable. We're going to be doing these exercises in a seated position. So I'll be guiding you through this ceremony from a seated position. All of this can be done standing. So if you're someone you want to get your full body involved, then please go for it. For the sake of accessibility, I'm going to do this seated just to show you how that's done. And I'll show you some of those standing moves as well if you want to get your full body into it. Alrighty, so grab your water, grab your bolster nearby, and get your speaker ready to go. I encourage you to find a song that maybe invokes this anger, this energy, this fire, this heat energy. Personally, Rage Against the Machine is a favorite. So just an idea if there's any maybe hard rock or if you're into screamo, anything like that. There's a time and a place for that energy, and that is here and now. So feel free to get that ready. Otherwise, I invite you to find a comfortable seated position. Maybe you're on the floor or in a chair. And to close your eyes and to start connecting in with your breath. Just noticing how the breath is moving through the body right now. Feeling that warm air come in through the nose And take a sigh out of the mouth. Open mouth exhale to release. Do 2 more cleansing breaths like this. Deep inhale through the nose. A long exhale through the mouth. And another deep cleansing breath in through the nose. And a nice long exhale out. Notice the breath returning back to its natural ebb and flow. I invite you to take one hand to your chest, one hand to your heart, and the other to your belly. And just start to feel your body breathing underneath your hands. Feeling the chest and the belly rise and fall as you breathe. And with your hand that's over your belly, I invite you to start to tap into this idea of this digestive fire, this solar plexus. This is where your inner sun lives within the belly. The heat of all your organs underneath your hand, and just start to bring your awareness into this center of the body at your very core. In yoga, in Ayurveda, when we think about the chakras and the energy centers of the body, the solar plexus here is really a place of this fire, this heat, this willpower, this courage, and this confidence that we have within us. So I invite you to connect in with that energy. See if you can tap into that. Maybe you've been feeling a little disconnected from your confidence or from your willpower, feeling like things are so out of control. So come back to that energy that is already within you right here, right now, and start to feel into that, feeling that warm fire within the belly. Maybe you imagine the color yellow, like there's a radiant sun within your belly at your core. And imagine that this yellow sun energy is burning up any impurities, burning up anything that is no longer serving you, transforming this energy, transforming this anger or this resentment or this rage into clarity, into purpose, into meaning, or whatever it is that you want to create. Just recognizing that this internal fire is going to help you with this process. So feeling into that warm yellow energy within the belly, whatever that means to you, connecting with your confidence and your power. And I invite you to think about where your anger is showing up in your body. Where do you feel anger in your body? How is it showing up for you in your life? Starting to connect in and welcome the anger to come to the surface, to invite it in, to feel that anger. And breathe into that, starting to deepen the inhales and the exhales through the nose, fanning this inner flame with the breath. Inhaling deeply into the belly, feeling that belly rise and fall underneath the hand. One more big breath. And then you can take your hands to your lap. And when you're ready, you can blink the eyes open. We're going to start with some neck releases, just to start to get into the body and get warmed up here. So as you inhale, Take your hands into some fists and squeeze everything up towards your shoulders. Squeeze, maybe you scrunch your face, bring your shoulders up towards your ears. Inhale. And then exhale to soften and release. Open the hands, let them fall into the lap. Another inhale to squeeze everything up. And an exhale to release. And another one like that. Inhale up to squeeze. And exhale to soften. Let the hands open into the lap. And then start to take your neck from side to side. Maybe you take one ear towards one shoulder and just start to stretch out the neck gently towards one side. Taking the chin towards the chest, stretching the back of the neck. And rolling the neck towards the other side, opposite ear towards the other shoulder. Stretching that side of the neck, creating some space. And we carry so much stress and try to control things, and that just lives within the neck. So just start to roll out the neck gently from side to side, taking your nose into some circles, drawing some circles with the nose, taking your neck into some nice big rotations. And then reversing the circle, going the other direction. And if there's a spot that wants to be stretched out for just a little bit longer, feel free to hold that position. This practice is for you. So if there's something that feels good and you want to spend more time in that pose or doing that exercise, please do so. Listen to what your body is craving and please meet your needs in a way that feels good for you. Same thing goes if this is getting too intense and you need to scale back and take it easy. Please do take a break. Feel free to stop this at any time. So gently stretching out the neck. And then come back to center. And we'll start with some torso rotations. I'll show you what that's like. Imagine that your torso is like a coffee grinder. So taking your hands to your knees, and maybe you sit at the edge of the chair, kind of placing yourself forward, and then start to take your chest towards one side and forward and back, taking some big circles with the torso. Some nice, smooth, gentle rotations with the torso. Imagining that your belly is just grinding like a coffee grinder, like just getting this internal fire, this internal flame, this core of your belly warmed up here. Just taking some nice big circles. Maybe you inhale as you breathe forward, expand the chest, and then exhale, rounding the spine backwards. Inhale, take it forward, and exhale to round the spine. And reverse your circle in the opposite direction. Feeling into the belly, bring your awareness into your abdomen. Maybe you close your eyes as you do this. Inhaling, taking the chest forward, and exhaling, taking it back, rounding the spine. And then come back to center. And we're going to do kind of like a cat-cow motion front to back. So instead of side to side in this circle, we'll do the same kind of thing with keeping our awareness at the belly. Start to shift your weight forward, opening up through the chest, rounding the spine, looking up towards the ceiling as you inhale. And then exhale to lean back, round the spine, and start to curl inwards. And at your own pace, continue with this seated cat-cow, inhaling, taking the chest up and forward as you look towards the ceiling. Exhale to round the spine, sitting back in the chair, taking the chin towards the chest. Inhale forward, expanding through the heart space. Exhale, rounding the spine. Just gently getting the spine and the belly warmed up here. And start to take your breaths into a faster pace, a little bit at a time, gently. Start to speed it up a little bit. So inhale, rocking forward, exhale, rocking back. Starting to generate some heat in your core. Really feel your belly moving from this core center, starting to pick up the pace a little bit, feeding that fire within the belly. In and out through the nose. And feel free to rock at a pace that feels good for you in your body, connecting in with your power and your energy, feeding this flame, picking things up just a little bit, generating some heat. All right, and come back to center when you're ready. Take your hands into fists in front of you like you're gonna fight. And sometimes it just feels good to punch it out. So go ahead at your own pace, taking your hands, squeezing them in fists, and just start to take one hand out in front of you, one at a time, at a pace that feels good for you. Starting to punch the hands forward. Maybe you take some short breaths to match this movement. At a pace that feels good for you. Or maybe you like some deep, smooth breaths in and out through the nose. Start to invite some sound in. Maybe on your exhales, you release a sigh or a groan. Punching it out. Tap into that anger, that heat that you feel, the injustice that's happened to you in your life, starting to channel that energy and tap into it, taking the arms and punching them forward. Slow it down. Shake it out a little here. Shaking out the hands, take some deep breaths, connect in with yourself, and just notice if anything has come up for you. Now take your hands and fists at the chest, and with one hand, squeeze your hand forward towards the chest, and then exhale, push it forward powerfully with a ha, with a sound like that. Inhale, take the hand in. Exhale, throw the other hand forward. Inhale, bring the fist towards the chest. Exhale, throw the other hand forward. Ha. As you exhale and you throw your hand forward, open up the hand, open up the palms and the fingers as if you were tossing that energy out. You were grabbing that anger or that pain and you were just tossing it out of you. Grab it in, exhale to release. Maybe you throw in some mantras or some powerful words here as you throw your hand forward. Inhale the fist in, exhale, no. Inhale the hand in, stop. No. Oh, enough. Stop. Take both hands in and then throw both fists forward at the same time. Inhale to grab them forward. Exhale. Add that energy and that heat. And exhale to discharge. Do that as many times as you need. And then when you're ready, shake it out. Take some deep cleansing breaths. Find stillness for a second. And just notice what's coming up for you. Now is the time to put on your song that you would like to rage to. We're going to be transitioning into the temper tantrum portion, which is my favorite. So feel free to grab a pillow or a bolster, something hard that you can punch. I like this big bolster, and I'm going to put it right in my lap. And we're going to start punching. So you can start to either open-handed, connecting in with the pillow, the bolster in front of you. Maybe you take it nice and soft, starting slow, or maybe it feels good to just go all in right away. Allow that energy, that anger to come up here. Allow the anger to be expressed. Where does this energy live? What are you ready to release? Deep breaths. Maybe you like some close-handed fists as you're punching your pillow, your bolster. We're going to be here for a couple minutes. Now is the time to express your anger. What do you need to say? What are you angry about? Tap into that and let it out. Any sounds, any noises that want to come out, feel free to lean into that and let it go. Let it go. Fully expressing all that you are angry about. If you'd like, you can put your whole body into it. You can stand up. You can stomp on your pillow. Kicking can feel good. Maybe you take it to the floor and put your whole body into some punches. Keep going. Tap into that anger. Allow yourself to tune into this rage that you feel. All the things that are out of your control, all the things that you're mad about that you can't do anything about to change. Where does that hurt? Does that pain live in your body? Tap into that. Let it out. Breathe deeply. Keep going. We got about another minute and a half here. Let it all out. Punch your pillow, scream, kick, tap into this energy. Let the energy of the sound of the music, if you're tapping into that energy, to flow, to move you, to stir up this heat and this power that you have, to feed that internal flame and to let it go, let it out. About 30 more seconds here. Leave everything behind. Let it all out, scream it out. Maybe you take your hand into your pillow, maybe you're sobbing. Any expression here is welcome. Breathe. Your anger is sacred. Allow it to be said, allow it to be heard and felt and witnessed. Keep going until you feel exhausted, until you have exhausted and drained yourself of this pain and this hurt and this anger. And when you're ready, come back to stillness. Close your eyes. Take one hand to the chest and one hand to the belly. And breathe. Just notice how you feel. Deep cleansing breaths. Ground yourself back into your body, into this present moment, allowing any feelings, any emotions to come up for you now. They are all welcome. Gently blink the eyes open. And as you inhale, take the arms overhead, reaching the arms up. And then with open hands, send them forward and back as you take your torso down like this. This is called the windmill. Take the hands up and forward and back, and then exhale to lean the chest forward and take the hands behind you as you exhale. Inhale the arms up. And use this motion to pick up any leftover energy. Just toss it behind you. Inhale, scooping up that excess heat, any leftover anger. Exhale to release it. A couple more in. And then find your center in your chair and take a gentle twist towards one side. So maybe you take your right hand towards your left knee and start to look over the left shoulder. Just a nice spinal twist, nice gentle twist. Inhale, sit a little taller, and exhale to deepen your twist. Rinse it out. And inhale, come back through center. Exhale, take the twist towards the other side, taking your left hand towards your right knee, looking over the right shoulder. Wringing out the spine, using this twist to cleanse the body, imagining all those organs in your belly, getting a nice wring out like you were wringing out a towel. Exhale. Inhale, come back through center and take a nice gentle forward fold over your legs. So taking the chest forward, taking the hands and the fingertips towards the floor. Allow yourself to soften and fold over the legs. Allow any of that heavy energy to roll off of the spine, off the back, allowing it to roll off the fingertips, out of the feet towards the earth. Breathe deeply. And when you're ready, gently roll it up one vertebra at a time until you're back into a seated position. Up a nice big hug, wrapping your arms around you. Give yourself a squeeze. Send some love and some compassion and some kindness towards yourself. Maybe you sway from side to side. You've cleared out a lot of energy, and now you get to choose what takes its place. Breathing in gently, breathing in that love for yourself in your process. Giving yourself that grace and that kindness. If it feels good for you, maybe you would take some gentle squeezes, massaging the arms, massaging the face, getting nice and grounded and present with your body, with yourself, whatever's coming up for you. Maybe you give your legs, your feet a nice little massage or a little face, jaw massage. Just notice how your body feels. Maybe a scalp massage sounds good. Maybe a neck massage. Back to a seat. And notice how you feel. Maybe you close the eyes, take a scan of your body, connect in with your breath, feel your feet rooted on the earth. Thank you for showing up today. Thank you for being present with yourself, with your grief, with your anger. Witnessing this process is not easy. There's a lot of emotions and a lot of energy that gets stirred up. And you're brave for doing this work. Seriously. A lot of people don't do the work. And here you are showing up for yourself. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Place your hands on your chest and send some of that love and that gratitude for yourself into your heart space. Breathing deeply into the heart. And I invite you to think about what's next. What would you like to create? What would have purpose or meaning for you now? How might you be able to channel this energy when your anger comes up for you, when you feel this heat arising? How might you be able to use this energy for good? Nice deep breath into the chest. And exhale to release your hands and blink the eyes open when you are ready. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this rage ceremony. Feel free to return to this exercise, any of these moves that felt good for you. All of this is available to you. Just had a lot of resources that I wanted to share, and hopefully you experienced the power that you have within you, tapping into that confidence and that will that you have. Even when things feel out of control, there is so much we can do to create our future, to create a sense of purpose and meaning. And I hope that you felt a little bit of this power of that internal fire that you can channel into this creation process. Take it easy, drink a lot of water, get some good rest tonight, and let me know how this went for you. Lots of love to you. Take good care.